woman who was my ex-wife had run off with an ex-convict in Thunder Bay who was connected to the mafia, and guess what? His name being Frank Richards, he had been a child molester for 17 years in and out of penitentiaries, and the Children's Aid flew him down here to be a star witness against me. And finally, when the truth came out, the Children's Aid phoned me after 11 months, and it was just before I won sole custody, and they said, "We've decided we finally would like to hear your side of the story." Once they knew the truth about the man my ex-wife had run off with. And many of you know the story. I won't belabor you with it, but to simply say this. I did not trust the Children's Aid. And I went out, I had about $240 left to my name. For $210, I bought a high-powered James Bond Spy 13 voice-activated tape recorder, the best investment I ever made in my life. And do you know, thank you, I went into the Durham Children's Aid offices, and I met with Marion Vanden Boomen and Malcolm McFarnell. And Marion Vanden Boomen said, not knowing I was recording her, she said, "Reverend Baxter, we realize we've made a mistake. Joanne Ferguson, the lawyer for the Children's Aid, lied. Marion Vanden Boomen said to me, we realize that in fact your wife has lied, your ex-wife. And they said, we want to know what it'll take for you to back off." I said, "Back off? You started this fight." I said, "You're the ones that need to back off." However, I said to them, there are 3 things I require. Let my little girls come back home from where they were abducted from their father. At that point, my legal fees were $75,000. I said, give me a check for $75,000, and then I won't sue you. And thirdly, I said, I want a letter written to all my bishops. I wasn't a bishop then. And everybody in the Anglican Church in the hierarchy had turned against me, except for my own bishop. I said, I want a letter written to them expressing the error you have made. They said, no problem, we'll give you the letter, but you pay your own legal fees. And then they shocked me. They said, and your daughters must stay with your ex-wife, the woman who ran off with a notorious child molester, and they knew it, and they wanted my children to stay with her. I said, I have nothing more to say to you, and I left the room. I'll tell you right now, my tape recorder had a 45-minute time frame, after which it shut off with an almighty clattering sound. I had 42 minutes already used up, 3 minutes left to go, and I said, I have nothing more to say to you. They called me back, and they said to me, and this is where they blackmailed me. They said, Reverend Baxter, if you don't do what we've told you, we're going to go back into court tomorrow, and we're going to pretend we believe you're guilty. I couldn't believe it. These are government servants willing to lie in open court, willing to perjure themselves. And I went back, and I leaned into Marion Vanden Boomen and Malcolm McFarlane, and I said, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I said, I will see you in court tomorrow. I said, did I hear you correctly? Did you tell me, even though you know I'm innocent, are you going to, because I won't do what you told me, are you going to lie and say that you think I'm guilty? And thank God it came out. They said, that's exactly what we're going to do. And I have it all on tape. And I said to them, I said, I will see you in court tomorrow. I said, I will win custody in the name of Jesus, and then I will sue you for the maximum this country allows. And then I said, when I've sued you, I will form an organization across Canada that will watch over every Children's Aid Society. Do you know what? They went back into court. They lied through their teeth. And can you imagine? I could not stand it. And I said to my lawyer, I've got everything on tape. I've written the transcript out. I said, please, let me give it to the judge. Do you know what my lawyer said? My lawyer said, did you get their permission to tape them? I said, no. He said, that's unethical. I said, what is more unethical? I said, What is more unethical? Me, a desperate father, tape recording them without permission to protect my children, or the willfully perjured behavior of a children's aid society that is lying through its teeth? Do you know what my lawyer said to me? He said, Dorian, you've got it all wrong. You seem to think that in Canada we have a system of justice. He said, we don't. He said, we have a legal system, and there's a big difference. I said before I die, and with the help of all of you, before I die, there will be a system of justice in Canada such as we have needed since Confederation. And with your help, we'll do it. Now, do you know what happened then? My lawyer said to me, I'll cross-examine them on the transcripts. They denied everything. So the next day I decided I would take matters into my own hands. And when I got cross-examined, I pulled out the tape recorder. I pulled out the transcript. I said, Your Honor, they're guilty of 7 counts of perjury. Do you know what? The judge ordered me into an anteroom. 2 officers took me away for 45 minutes. Then my lawyer came back in. He said, you've lost the case. You have violated the court process. I said, what do you mean? He said, you should never have done that. Now you've lost the case. I nearly had a heart attack. He said to me, get yourself a new lawyer. Now I was panicking because I knew to even get a lawyer to read my transcripts would cost another $100,000. And so I said to him, Don, I'll do anything to keep you as my lawyer. He said, anything? I said, anything within the law. He said, will you agree? And he had the tape recorder I had given to the judge. Will you agree to have this tape recording burnt, destroyed by fire, and burn the transcript so that we can go to the judge and say, Your Honor, turn the clock back so that we can say we want you to pick up the case before I had divulged the tape. Well, do you know, to this day my lawyer doesn't know unless he's here today listening to me. I had kept the original tape at home. And he didn't know that, and he never asked me if it was a copy. I would have had to have told him. But you know what? I could have got an award in Hollywood because I said, if that's what it's going to take, burn the tape. And he went into court. He said, Your Honor, Reverend Baxter wants to apologize to this court for violating the process. And he's asking to have this tape burned so that we can turn the clock back.